Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's likely to go far in his career because he backs his talk with strong action. He doesn't just dream, he works hard and takes bold steps to move up, often putting in long hours and pushing through challenges. Sometimes this can ruffle feathers, but it won't stop him from climbing the ladder.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he bounces back quickly. He rarely gets upset or loses control and prefers to tackle problems head on instead of running away. If there's a setback, he'll likely get even more determined and push harder to fix things, not sit and sulk.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work will notice his strong work ethic and drive, but he's not someone who wins popularity contests. He's often direct and may come across as blunt or bossy, which can lead to frequent disagreements or even arguments. He's not too worried about how he makes others feel, and polite words aren't his style.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your own career, he'll likely feel challenged instead of proud. He's used to being the one in charge and might see your success as competition rather than something to celebrate. Don't expect him to cheer you on with warmth or joy.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, it's likely he will resent it and feel threatened. He wants to be on top, and seeing you out earn him can bruise his pride. You might notice cold comments or see him trying to outdo you instead of sharing in your happiness.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He doesn't pay much attention to details, so he may spend money quickly and make choices on the spot rather than planning ahead. He's focused on big goals, not the little things, so careful budgeting is not his style. If you value security and order with money, expect some surprises and maybe a few worries.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He tends to live fast and aim high, sometimes spending more than he should to keep up with what he wants or to impress others. He likes showing confidence and success, so it's not unusual for him to act richer than he actually is, buying things or making plans that stretch his wallet. If you value living within your means, you may find his style risky.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He isn't naturally open handed or gentle with his words or wallet. He might share when it suits him, but don't expect warmth or thoughtful acts of kindness. He can be direct and sometimes harsh, focused more on his goals than on other people's feelings or needs.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He's more likely to be controlling than open when it comes to money. He often thinks his way is best, so he might keep decisions to himself and tell you what's happening only after he's made up his mind. Sometimes you may feel left out or kept in the dark about important spending or financial plans.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's likely to think housework is mainly your job, not something to be shared. His focus is on big achievements and moving forward, so small chores at home don't seem important to him. He may expect you to handle cleaning, cooking, and daily tasks, while he puts his energy into work or personal goals.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's not the type to roll up his sleeves for chores or diapers. He'd rather help by telling you how things should be done or pointing out what you've missed. You might find him giving advice or instructions instead of actually joining in with the work. If something needs fixing, he may step in for the big jobs. But everyday tasks like cleaning or changing diapers will likely be seen as your responsibility.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He mostly argues to prove he's right, not to understand your side. When there's a disagreement, he'll quickly take charge of the conversation and push his own views, often ignoring how you feel or what you need. If feeling heard and valued matters to you, you'll have to ask for it clearly because he won't naturally pause to see your point or find a gentle middle ground.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he stays mostly calm and doesn't yell or lose control. But he can be very blunt and say things that hurt your feelings without realizing it. He's not likely to explode or act wild, but his words may come out sharp and direct, almost as if he's scolding you. It's important to let him know if something feels too pointed for you.
Does he have a bad temper?
No, he doesn't get angry very quickly. He can handle stress well and usually stays calm when things go wrong. But when he does get upset, his words can be very straightforward and might hurt, even if he isn't shouting or throwing things. He's not someone who loses his temper over small issues, so you won't see sudden explosions.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He struggles to say sorry or admit he's wrong. Instead, when something goes wrong, he's more likely to point fingers or argue that you misunderstood or did something wrong yourself. He finds it hard to take responsibility, and saying, I'm sorry, doesn't come easily to him.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He's strong willed and likes things his way, so respecting your boundaries might be a challenge for him. There's a risk that he'll push back or try to persuade you if you say no, thinking his ideas or wishes are best. He doesn't easily stop and think about how you feel, so you may have to repeat yourself or stand firm more than once.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he's the kind who might take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of just accepting your feelings, he may feel rejected or act annoyed, thinking it's a criticism of him or the relationship. He might question you or make sharp comments, trying to convince you or push for his side.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
He is confident and bold, but not always gentle or thoughtful about feelings, so you should be careful. While he probably won't go out of his way to embarrass you in public, he doesn't always handle private matters with soft hands. If you argue or things get tough, he might use hurtful words or blunt comments, not paying much attention to your emotions.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He has a lot of confidence and energy, so he might enjoy attention and feel drawn to excitement outside the relationship. He isn't deeply focused on emotional connection, which means he could be distracted by other women, especially if things get routine or he feels challenged. Honest talks and clear rules can help, but watch how he behaves when temptation is around.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He's not the type who gets anxious or suspicious easily, but he can be very controlling about how things should be done and who gets attention. Instead of showing classic jealousy or checking on you constantly, he might push you to follow his ideas and act as if his way is the only right way. He may not watch your every move, but he expects you to stick with his plans and doesn't like surprises.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, his protective side is more about control than true care or concern. He might say he's looking out for you, but really he wants things done his way and expects you to follow his lead. What seems like protection can often feel like strict rules or criticism, not warmth or support.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He's likely to expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. He sees himself as the leader or decision maker, not someone who shares daily tasks or worries equally. He's focused on what feels important to him and may not notice how much effort goes into parenting as a team.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he'll likely stay calm and not yell or lose his temper easily. He isn't quick to explode, so you won't see wild outbursts or harsh punishments, but he might react with firm, blunt words that can feel tough or unsympathetic. You'll need to step in to add understanding and warmth for the kids.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He might not fully support you as both a mother and your own person. He's focused on his way of doing things and may expect you to put most of your energy into home and family, often overlooking your need for personal growth or time outside these roles. Make sure you keep space for yourself because he won't naturally offer it without a clear reminder.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might cheer for your career in the beginning, but later expect you to step back once you have a child. He's practical and driven, often putting family roles first, so your job may become less important to him after major changes at home. He may not say it outright at first, but his attitude could shift, hinting that your energy is needed more for the family than your own dreams.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He's not likely to treat your parents with genuine warmth. Instead, he'll probably stick to being polite on the surface, handling visits and conversations in a straightforward but distant way. He's not one to fuss over feelings or build deep bonds, so don't expect him to go out of his way to show affection or care. He's much more likely to expect your family to adjust for him rather than the other way around.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he'll handle it calmly on the outside, but his way of dealing with things might make the situation worse. He doesn't explode or lose control, but he'll likely use blunt words, strong opinions, or push for his own solutions without worrying about feelings. Expect to play the peacekeeper yourself.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might seem modern and open minded when it's just the two of you, but expect you to act like a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. He could want you to follow old customs, show extra respect, and take on most of the family duties when you're around his elders, even if he doesn't ask for these things in private. Otherwise, you might feel frustrated by the double standards.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he's more likely to stay out of it or side with his family rather than support you. He tends to stick with what he believes is right, and when family is involved, he may expect you to fit in or sort things out without his help. If support and partnership matter most to you, know that you'll have to stand up for yourself. He won't always be your shield or speak up for you in a family fight.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He's likely to be very loyal to his own ways and family, which means he could act like a mummy's boy when conflicts come up with his mother. If you ever disagree with her or want things done differently, don't expect him to easily choose your side. It can leave you feeling unsupported and alone in tough moments.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he may share details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister, especially if he's closer to them than to you emotionally. He might see their advice or opinions as important and trust them with things you wish stayed between the two of you. If privacy matters to you, be clear with him about what should stay just between you.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Being in a relationship with this man is full of energy, strong opinions, and a fast pace, but not much softness or daily comfort. He is driven and confident, often making decisions without consulting you and expecting things to go his way.